Welcome to When Quit Hits the Fan. I'm Joanna, your Zen exit coach. Quit happens. Let's talk about how to move forward with clarity, calm, and most importantly, authenticity. So we are back with When Quit Hits the Fan and Vivian Cobb, speaker and author of Unspoken Costs, How to Have Relationship-Saving Money Conversations. And we're going to talk a little bit about where you are now and if there's anything you feel like you might need to quit in order to catapult you to the next level.
I love it. Perfect question.
Great.
Perfect question for me.
I love a perfect question.
Because there is. And I have been quietly quitting. I know that's a huge term.
No, we talk about that a lot.
And I don't work for a corporation. I work for myself. So quietly quitting on myself is kind of a new concept. But I'm not doing that. I am quitting being a homeowner.
Ooh.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Ooh.
Big, huge. Because I've been a realtor for a lot of the last 23 years. And so real estate has been a huge part of my life, and owning property is a huge part of my life. I sold my big house 2 years ago to free myself up a little bit because I was spending all my time and resources, money,
Yeah, all the things.
Energy, all of the things.
All the things that go with home ownership.
Yeah. And I thought, okay, if I sell this house, then I'll be freed up. And I have a little house that I live in now. And the last 6 months, I've realized, you know what? Not free enough. Not free enough. So I'm getting my house ready right now to sell it in the spring. And I will be houseless for the first time in my life since I was 23 years old.
Oh, congratulations.
I know. I'm very excited about it. And I have people saying, well, aren't you going to miss your stuff and not sleeping in your bed? And I'm like, you know what? No, I don't think I will.
I mean,
because I want total freedom. I want to be able to write. I want to be able to travel and write.
Yeah.
Writing has really turned into a huge passion. I love speaking as well, and this way I will be able to write and put myself out there even more than I do right now as a speaker, because I think this message is very relevant right now and is very important. So I want to get out there and start spreading the word. I'm
still stuck on your quitting being a homeowner. Sorry. I definitely
right.
Mind-blowing. I have so many things to ask. I think that is huge as a homeowner myself, and having grown up believing that was a measure of success, at least in America. Whenever I have owned a home, I have always thought about who's going to buy it. And it has been very much an investment mindset. I've never owned a home and gotten really comfy in it. That could also be because I moved a lot when I was a child, and I don't quite trust that comfort level. However, moving back to you, what are some things and thoughts that you went through to get to that decision? Did you have any reservations, any fears? Talk to me about your process.
Yeah. Well, I think I had the warm-up act by selling the house I did 2 years ago.
Okay.
And that was huge. I mean, really life-changing in that it was the home that all the kids came home at Christmas time. And it was like, oh, I'm not going to have the big house and everybody. Yeah. But then I thought about costs, right? And I'm like, well, I'm paying all these taxes and all these utilities to rattle around in this big house for 1 week a year that people come and stay here. I was like, we could get an Airbnb, a really nice Airbnb for a fraction of the cost.
Like 30th of the cost, or maybe these days
or
20th
or whatever,
Yeah.
but still great savings. So
Yeah.
if you think of it in money and cents kind of way, it's like, well, and even though it was really hard to downsize, and I do not negate the difficulty of that, but I'm also in a point in my life where it's kind of time to be thinking about that. But more importantly, like you, I grew up all over the world as a kid, and I think there is just something in my DNA that is calling me. And I've been on major trips the last 4 years now in a row, where I've gone not just for a week or 10 days, but I've gone for weeks. And I want to extend that. I want to go for months. I want to go 3 months.
I go live somewhere.
Yeah, I want to go immerse myself. And you just can't do that if you have real estate unless you hand it over to a property manager, which is certainly an option. But I've looked into that option, and to be quite honest, it will cost me, or let me put it this way, getting the money out of the house, right? Getting the cash and investing it will make me double what I can make renting it.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't make any sense to, even monetarily, if you look at it just from money way, it's like, I can make twice as much money.
And the energetic pull.
And I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to fix it later.
Yeah.
I don't have to.
You don't have to save a corner of your brain for that thing.
Yeah.
That's
So
over there.
I'm just like, this feels good. Even though I'm going to have to put everything in storage. But I have no doubt that after I go flitting around for however many years, I'm going to have to slow down, and then I can bring all that stuff back if I want to. Or I might look at it and go, oh gosh, why did I save this? But it doesn't matter. That's the future, right? That's the new version of myself that I don't know anything about yet.
You don't know yet. That's a whole different liver.
Yeah, but for right now, it feels really good. And like I said, I had the warm up back with the other house, and I feel very comfortable doing it this time. And I've looked into having a trailer and going around the country, and I'm like, no, that's not me either.
So what are you going to do?
What am I going to do? Well, like I said, I'm going to put, and I'm really down to very few things that I actually really want to keep. I'm going to store that, and I'm just going to Airbnb it, or live at friends, or live at relatives. My daughter has a beautiful house in Maine, and they want me to come and help them do some restoration of that. And I love working with my hands. And then I want to go back to France. I lived in France as a kid. I'd love to go.
Paris.
Yeah, Paris, but the French countryside. Yeah. Find a little, chateau. A little room in a chateau, and maybe just take walks and sit under a tree and write. I mean, I just have this incredible vision. Now, I might do it and absolutely be miserable, but I have this stash of money. You can buy something else.
Yeah.
I can do it.
You can always change.
Always.
You can always change. You can always change.
Yeah, so.
I have yet to find or speak with anyone who has truly, and I know that there are situations where you cannot change. I do get that life deals out different varieties, that's not an option. For the people who I've spoken with, for my coaching clients, I have yet to find somebody who truly has no option. There are plenty of people who don't like their options. But there are very few who have no options. And that is so liberating. It's so liberating to be in your situation and know you've got this in place. You can take off. You can come back. You can do any version of the two.
Well, really... and I have the luxury, if you want to look at it that way. I've raised my children. I'm not in a relationship currently. So it is just me, and I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Which is like the first time in my life that I've been in that position, and I've embraced it, and I'm going to take full advantage.
Do it.
Not having to make sure somebody has food or meal prep or whatever. I can just do whatever I want to do, and I really am enjoying that freedom for now. I'd love to be in a relationship again one day, but right now I'm really happy where I am. Love where I am. And you're right. I agree with you on the options. I actually did a speech about that for high schoolers because I think kids in high school, especially, and young adults, get this thought in their head that there's nowhere to go. And it's just not true. We have so many options at any given time, and it's just whether or not we're open to them or are brave enough to step through that door.
Yeah. Or accept the fact that we don't like those other options and we are actually happier where we are.
Yes.
Which is cringy sometimes, but to accept that no, I don't actually want to change. I want to stay right where I am.
Yeah.
And sometimes
that's another option.
It's another option. Yeah, totally. And sometimes when you look at everything and you get behind your decision to not change, to not quit, to not move forward, whatever your case is, sometimes that in itself is empowering for you to hang out where you are, which is not at all what we're talking about. But sometimes I can't help myself.
It begs worth mentioning, apparently.
It begs worth mentioning, yeah.
But to kind of follow up just a little bit more, I had to overcome a lot of fear. And it took a while to get to that point of selling that big house because I had a lot of fear about, am I doing the right thing? Am I making a mistake?
Seller's remorse.
Yeah, because once I did cash that in, especially in this market, buying something else was not necessarily, especially in that price range, was definitely not an option. Yeah. So it was letting go of a lot. Not only a lot of my possessions and having to downsize and get rid of stuff, but also getting rid of that house and knowing that I would not be able to duplicate, that it would always be a lesser house, and letting go of that time in my life that I was in a big house with a big family and, having to realize, oh, wow, I'm in a completely different stage of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
And closing those chapters and is another.
Back to the mortality question that you brought up so skillfully. And it's true. You're starting to realize, whoa, that part of my life is over. Being a mom, having children. Yeah. All of that.
Our time here is finite.
It is.
Yeah.
But I have now embraced my next section, the next chapters of my life, and I'm really enjoying it. I can say it honestly.
So I know that you are about to go on a pretty big trip.
I leave 2 weeks from yesterday.
Fantastic. Tell me where you're going.
I'm going to Croatia and Ireland. And I will be gone for 4.5 weeks on this one.
That's a pretty good step in the month-to-month long vacation. Are you scouting things of places to live, or are you just sightseeing?
Well, I actually originally was going to be gone longer, but there is an author who wants me to narrate her book, and so I'm coming back for that.
That's not a bummer.
No, it's not. I am so excited because it's a phenomenal book and I get to narrate it. So she wants me to do that in October. So I'm cutting my trip short because I was going to go on to France and do some scouting, but I figured I'll do that. I'll do that next spring.
It's the best time to be in France.
Right.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
It's the only time I've been in France. So it's the best time. So, Croatia
and Ireland.
And what made you choose those locations?
Well, Croatia happened because two ladies were going and asked me if I wanted to join them, and I said, "Oh, hell yeah!" Opportunity, knocking, opportunity. So I'm going with them, and then Ireland because. 22, so 3 years ago, my daughter and I went to France for 5 weeks, and we stopped in the Ireland airport, and the people were so fun, even in the airport. That was all I saw, but they were so fun. And I'm like, I need to come back to this place. These people are a hoot. So that's why I'm going.
You're just a sucker for the accent, right?
The accent, the attitude, the joie de vivre, yeah.
What was that word? Do it again.
Joie de vivre. It's joy for life in French.
I love it.
Which is funny. I'm saying that because I'm talking about Ireland, but
it translates.
The rule applies.
It translates,
It does. Anyway, I thought, and I've heard Ireland is really a cool place, so I'm going to go visit there.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you have an amazing trip.
I will.
Again, this is Vivian Cobb, author of Unspoken Costs, How to Have Relationship Saving Money Conversations. She is a speaker, keynote speaker, and writer, and you can find her at her website,
HaveThoseConversations.com.
There you go. So thank you so much for joining us. That's a wrap for When Quit Hits the Fan. I'm Joanna, your Zen exit coach, reminding you to breathe deep, trust yourself, and keep that quit real.